different because it's got a huge turnaround space next to it. It's got the largest park and ride lot with 266 spaces. And you can catch the 20, which takes you up and down Virginia Beach Boulevard. The 25 serves Newtown Road, and the 27 on Northampton.
At that station, you have Caroline Farms, which is comprised of 1,500 homes. Families, excuse me.
Yeah.
Is that built though yet?
Yes.
Mhm.
It is?
Yep, everything's finished. Free parking at all of the lots. There'll be a sign there that maybe says Tide passengers only or something like that. And then we'll have security that monitors the lot. They won't stand there, but they will, monitor the lot throughout the day. Here are the number of spaces at each lot. Like I said, Newtown's the largest. Valentine, Broad Creek, that's the smallest. Now, if you go to the Newtown Road station and all the spaces are gone, there is a overflow lot that's across the street. It's actually a church parking lot. We've worked out a deal with them so that people can park there. If that was filled up, Military Highway is just a short drive down the street. So we've upgraded all of the lots. The lots all have good lighting and they look really nice. Now the Tide vehicles, each vehicle, you can see from the picture at the top, fits bicycles inside, 4 of them, and 4 wheelchairs, all at the same time. So there's a hook there that you can see. This is Scott. He actually works at HRT. And he's putting the front tire on a hook, and then the bottom, there's a rest for your back tire. If you caught a bus and you had your bike, you put it on the front of the bus, and you would not believe how many people leave their bikes on the front of the bus and just walk away. So we have a lot of bikes at HRT that we wait for people to come and claim. So after a while, we have to give them away to charity because it's literally like hundreds of bikes. So. Wheelchair passengers, if you caught the bus, you're lifted up onto the bus. The driver, puts the bus in park and straps the person in, and now there's level boarding. The person can just roll right on, and there's no need for straps because the ride is so smooth. It's not like they're hitting potholes, on the street and things like that. Free Wi-Fi. We didn't start out with Wi-Fi, and our president and CEO said that we needed to join the people in this century and put Wi-Fi on our trains. So the train weighs 100,000 pounds. It's very big, very heavy. There's 68 seats total, but 160 people could fit in standing and seating. That is 3 times the amount the bus can fit. Interior and exterior cameras. You may have heard recently that our exterior cameras helped someone in a lawsuit that they had. They got into a car accident and our cameras captured all of that. So emergency call buttons, they are inside of the train. We encourage wheelchair passengers or anyone who thinks it's going to take them a little bit of extra time to get off the train to press that button so the operator knows that they need a little bit of extra time. Safety, this is very important. I was born over at DePaul Hospital, so I know that we're not used to this train running in the middle of the street. And it's taken people some getting used to. So we always try to talk about safety. Only cross at the crosswalks and obey crossing signals. At one time we only said use the crosswalks, and Kathy Coleman at the DNC, she said, please say crossing signals also, because and that was a good point. The train is tied in with these signals, so when you've got the walk sign, that's the safest time to cross. Always look both ways before crossing the tracks. I know it sounds like I'm talking to a 5-year-old, but people are not looking both ways before they cross the street. The train doesn't make any noise at all. It's very quiet except the bell and the horn, which it'll blow at every intersection within 300 feet of the intersection, and when it's arriving and departing a station. And never try to race the train to an intersection. It's not a freight train, so it just takes a few seconds. These are blank out signs. They're completely blank until the train triggers a switch on the tracks that illuminates them. Most of them, but not all of them, are near parking garages. You may have seen them on Plume Street, they're on York Street, and they'll just say no right turn or no left turn across the tracks. The train will pass you, and then it's all right to turn. Sharing the road with trains, there's areas where you share the road with trains. It's just very important there that you pay attention to the red lights and the green lights. Changing traffic patterns. You may be, driving down the street on the roadway and you take a right and you're not on the roadway anymore, you're on the tracks, then you've got to get back on the roadway. But people would, get confused and continue to drive straight down the tracks, just like they were a train, just all the way down Monticello. So we've put speed humps there. They're kind of like those humps on the highway when you drift over a little bit and it kind of shakes your car, times 10. So these things are really big, and if your tire hits it, you're going to know. It makes your car rumble. So never stop or park in the travel lane. That's also something Kathy Coleman added. There is one lane in some places, and then there's the tracks. If you block that one lane, then no one can get around you, and they're going to be tempted to drive on the tracks to get around you. So you can get a citation for that. Platform safety. When you're at the platform, behind this textured warning strip is the only safe place to stand. And then when the train comes to a complete stop, you can get on. Never lean on the train, and always hold on to children. The tracks, just because you're not on that steel part there, does not mean you're in a safe place, because all trains overhang up to 3 feet. The train's going to stop at every station. That's important to know. You never have to say, hey, train, I'm over here. Even if no one is there, the train's still going to stop. Never block the doorways and wait for people to get off before you get on. Ticket vending machines, they're at every single station. There is, you select the ticket that you want on the number 1 area, the number 2 areas where you put your money, and number 3 areas where you take your ticket. Now, if you bought your ticket somewhere else, because we have we have places where you can buy your ticket like Farm Fresh and some gas stations, then you can come up here and just validate it right here. And it just marks the time and day.
Can you get the monthly passes through these?
You can. This first screen, when you first walk up to the machine, it says like 1 ride, 1 day, and then maybe 7 day. And then you press other, and that's where you can get senior, youth, 30-day, things like that.
And isn't it true when you buy them at the station, they're validated as soon as you buy them? However, if you purchase them at Miller Mart or Farm Fresh, they remain unvalidated until the day you get on the first train and validate it. So you can buy in advance with no consequences. So if you're a regular commuter, every 15th of the month you can go to Farm Fresh and buy your ticket, and yet not validate it until the first of the following month.
Yeah, because once it's validated, it starts a time clock, because it has to be 7 consecutive days or 30 consecutive days.
And one question though, I thought I saw on the first screen that a 30-day pass was $50.
Right.
Which comes out to $1 something. I'm not that smart. So if it's $1.50 or something like that, $1.60, your daily all-you-can-eat pass is a lot less than the $3.50 on that first line. It's $1.50. So it really is a great way to save money on your commute.
Yeah. And it's unlimited, like I said earlier, the ferry, the bus, or the train.
Will there be humans selling tickets, or does everybody have, if you're going to buy it at the station, do you have to use the technology?
Yeah, if you buy it at the station, you have to use the machine, but there are other places where you can buy your ticket. Like Farm Fresh, there's someone there at the customer service desk that sells tickets, or at our offices. Some of our offices have people that are there that sell tickets.
And there'll be, during the grand opening, there's going to be volunteers showing people how to use the machines, right?
Yeah, that's right.
However, they'll be free.
Guides.
The first
Well, that
3
day will
days.
be free,
They'll
free,
be
yeah.
free.
Yep, first
three
three,
days.
I can't believe I forgot to mention that. The first 3 days of service is free, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then, on Monday, we start revenue service. But throughout the weekend, we'll have tide guides there. And they will, give information out to people or help them, to navigate through the machine if they wanted to purchase a ticket, so.
I'm sorry, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Did you say that $50 monthly pass also includes the net and the buses?
Yep.
too? Okay.
All the buses except our Max bus.
Okay.
There's an extra charge for the Max.
Okay.
And that's the one that takes you from city to city.
And it's 30 days, not 30 rides.
Right, 30 days, 30 consecutive days. This is the last slide. If there's an emergency, we have one of these boxes at every station. If there's 2 platforms, there's one, one on the eastbound side and the westbound side, there's 2 of them. So, there's a red button you can press inside of this box and it goes directly to 911. So.
And so that's in the station, not in the actual train?
In the train, there's an emergency button that goes to the operator.
Okay.
But at the station, this goes to 911.
Okay.
We thought 911 would be better equipped to deal with a emergency call box that was located outside, for the public to use. So, and we've been working with them. That's all.
So if you had an emergency on the train, it would call the driver, and then
Right.
could the driver have access to call 911? Do they
Yes,
have?
any call to the driver can also be heard through our operations control center.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes?
You said if it's like if you buy the 30-day ticket, it's consecutive days once you validate it.
Yeah.
Say you miss a day, do you just lose that day?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
But it's still $1.50 instead of $3.50.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You,
And
go
the
ahead.
new, sorry, I'm getting ready to move, so I can actually go to, use the tide to go to work, so
Oh,
I'm trying to
good.
get this all planned out. Now, the net is being extended into Ghent?
Yep, and I brought that for you guys to see. I know this is not a great place to put it. But I brought this for everyone to see, and I guess we can post this up somewhere.
Here, I'll hold it.
But this is the new route for the net.
Will it be online?
Yeah, all the information's online.
I nerdily have this as my screensaver on my computer right now. I can send it to you on JPEG.
Yeah, Sarah said that she's a public transit
Nerd.
nerd.
Can we pass that?
Yeah, here.
I would encourage everybody on the gang connection just to be really aware of the hours.
Yeah.
Because it's, I guess, probably not ideal for everybody at this point, hopefully over time will evolve.
And that will,
But it is really a good thing, yeah.
is it limited hours for the net, or?
I think it's, last I heard it was kind of more, there was a talk of a time during the day and then it was certain times that kind of covered the evening. But I don't know that it goes to like
With all of the
That might
new
have
bus
changed.
routes that are going on, it's
It
been
might
hard
have
for me to
changed,
memorize
so
everything.
honestly, just like
Yeah.
I said, if you just, just do your homework and
Okay.
double check. I just go.
Don't assume anything.
Yeah.
Did I mention this, program?
Yes, please.
HRT and Spectrum came up with an idea. And the idea was to help discount the cost of using mass transit, specifically the Tide. As you may know, HRT has to go to Norfolk City Council for any changes, including route changes. So many times routes will be designed and council won't pass them, although the change date is firm. So when schedules aren't produced on time, please don't blame the printer. But Spectrum is acting as an ad agency. And what we're doing is we have come up with the Tide Rider Rewards Program. So when you take your validated ticket to any of these organizations, you get some sort of discount, or in many cases, the chamber's on here, so obviously you don't get a discount with them. But Schlotsky's or Orpex or any of the other organizations. It's a way to reward riders. And that ticket, as we just discussed, is the same whether it's the net or a bus. It's only the max that's different. So it's a great way to save a couple bucks, not only on your commute, but possibly on your lunch or dry cleanings or anything else. So we're only going to produce about 100,000 of these. So the distribution on the light rail should be pretty good for something like that. We want to encourage people to ride. That's the name of the game. More ridership means more success.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who are very excited about it. If you guys come out this weekend, we expect there to be a lot of people out there, but there are events along the alignment that will go on, a lot of them on Saturday, but all throughout the weekend there will be events along the alignment. The city and DNC, the Fest Events and HRT, Norfolk State, the Ingleside community. There's all kinds of events that all of these people are having along the alignment. So
It's constantly changing. I think we decided that the best point of reference for that, for the events, since it's consistently changing, was the Norfolk.gov website. I think there's like a second tab over, it says the time, and they're consistently updating, and it's still changing and evolving every day. But I know we're doing coffee and donuts on Friday morning at MacArthur Square, so if anyone's hungry.
and I'll be there. And who doesn't want to hang out with Tiffany?
There will also, I don't know if people saw in their Sunday paper, there was a spread in the